the one thing that you think will decide Chiefs, Bills this Sunday.
Jumping in right away, Jamie. I love it. No hello, no pleasantries.
Nope.
I like it.
Nope.
Good.
Getting right into it.
Good.
Okay, well, we're showing a lot of Chiefs highlights, but let's bring the camera to old Peter Schrager here.
Yeah, go on, Pete. Never mind Kelsey and Mahomes. Schrager.
Let's show the star of the show here.
Schrager.
The star of the weekend.
Yeah.
Here's how it is. I am so excited for this game. I truly am. I think this is how it was supposed to be. For Allen to get there, Allen had to go through Mahomes. Allen had to do it in the playoffs. Allen had to do it in their building. Do you know how good you have to be to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead? You have to be perfect. You have to be absolutely perfect. Do you know who the most perfect team in NFL history has been on offense as far as not making mistakes? It's been the 2024 Buffalo Bills.
Interesting.
Let's see the numbers in what we call a full screen here. They have been the best team in all of football history as far as turnovers in a regular season. The Saints would have 2 in the playoffs, which makes them the second best or the third. The Bills are that team. Guess what? They've only given up 14 sacks this season. Guess what's the best number? That's the best in the league. You have to bring that on Sunday. They have to be the best they've ever been because the Chiefs defense, if they do one thing, they answer the door when opportunity knocks. Turnover machine, and especially in the big games. Last week, I looked at the Texans. I said, okay, here comes this team. Texans gave up 8 sacks, missed 2 field goals, and missed an extra point.
Can't do it.
I don't care if you think the refs are giving you the game and the refs are favoring the Chiefs. You will never win an NFL game when you're sacked 8 times and you have 2 missed field goals and the Bills don't make mistakes. The Bills don't make mistakes. These things don't happen against the Bills this season. They don't turn the ball over. They don't miss chippy field goals. They don't shoot themselves in the foot. What will ultimately decide this game is if the Bills play the way the Bills have played for 20 weeks this NFL season, 18 regular season weeks, 2 playoff weeks, the Bills can beat the Chiefs. Hell, I'll say it. The Bills will beat the Chiefs if they play that mistake-free football that they have played all season long. However, something quirky happens when they get into that building or they play that team in January. I think they slayed a dragon last week. When Mark Andrews dropped that ball, I think some ghost died somewhere and some horrible jinx and some curse might have gone with it. You start throwing the ball all over the yard, you start giving up sacks, you start missing field goals, you ain't beating the Chiefs in Arrowhead. If the Bills play like they've played all season, they will be playing in a Super Bowl. If they revert back to some other era and they play like they play in January against the Chiefs, sorry, it's going to be a long winter.
Are we going to be talking about Tyler Bass on Monday, Peter?
I don't want to be.
I don't want to be either. Unless it's a game winner, maybe, and it's something positive, or the Chiefs just beat him. You miss an extra point, you ain't beating the Chiefs. Little stuff like that. I want to tell a story, and I'm going to give a de facto prediction. Yesterday, I went to my daughter's school. I had to pick her up from school early. She had an appointment. So you have to sign her out, and you have to stand there for a few minutes when she comes from her classroom. There's the security guy here who works the school. I love this guy. And he's chatting me up, classic, as we're sitting there. So, who do you got in Chiefs-Bills this week? And I said, I don't know. It should be a good game. He goes, I'll tell you what. I think Buffalo's going to win. I said, oh, really? He goes, that is if the refs let the Bills play. And I'm like, that's interesting. That's real talk. That is not someone who's on a talking head show. It's not even someone on Twitter. It's just a real conversation that people are having and real football fans around the world this week. I just don't think there needs some clarification before we play this game. Because if that is already set up, and that's what people think, I want you to know the facts going into this weekend. And the facts are this. This season, Patrick Mahomes has had 6 personal foul penalties drawn. 6. Josh Allen has had 10. If you want to go back a little bit further, since Josh Allen came into the league, since 2018, Patrick Mahomes has had 39 personal fouls drawn. Josh Allen has had 62. 62. So do not come in here and go into this weekend and say the Chiefs get all the calls, all the referees. The numbers do not bear that out. Here's the thing. Mahomes does bait and he does flop. He does, and it's annoying. Admittedly. Number one, Josh Allen does it too. Number two, I think Mahomes knows with his football IQ that this offense is not going to put up 40 points, not this year. And I think he deploys every ounce of gamesmanship and savvy that he can. You can call it cheap. I call it Belichickian. You squeeze every last drop and you find every loophole of advantage and then you win rings. And yes, it's human nature. Officials are aware of stars. It is an unwritten ancillary benefit you get from so much winning. Do you know who had 21 free throws in Game 2 of the 97 finals? It was Michael Jordan. It's the same series he pushed off of Brian Russell. We all know he didn't get the call. It happens. The Jazz lost because they blew it and because they couldn't close. But I do think that the fact that the Chiefs got those calls allegedly last week and everyone lost their minds about it all week is the best thing that could happen for the Bills this week because the officials, human beings, flesh and blood, are aware. They're aware of the controversy. They're aware of the uproar. And I think we'll be especially locked in on Mahomes and what is versus what is not a penalty. I do not think the officials will be the story of this game or even a huge factor. I think the factor will be football, and I think in 2025, the Bills are better at football than the Chiefs.
Here we go.
It has nothing to do with last year. It has nothing to do with 13 seconds or with coin tosses, just football. And I close with this. For 30 years for this organization and 7 years with this quarterback, this franchise and these fans have been in a cage. The team that holds the key to that cage is Kansas City. Now, there will be bad breaks this weekend. There will be penalties, and the Chiefs will fight like hell. But I think in the end, the Buffalo Bills will be coming out of their cage, and they'll be doing just fine. Bills 29, Chiefs 25, referees, who cares? That's my prediction, and that's my take. Thank you.
Wow. I'm clapping because
Kyle's got them.
I'm highly impressed. You went there. You gave your take. You gave your score. I love your point in the fact that you're talking about the penalties with Josh Allen. But you know what? Those are the quantities when you come to the penalties. I think a lot of the fans and the people who are speculating about the referees and their decision, they're talking about the quality and when they happen. Let me tell you, in this game, it's going to come down to the S. And it's going to be the S on the chest of Patrick Mahomes. And those S's are situational football. And that's what Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they do so well. Situationally, they are out there and they're crushing it. Patrick Mahomes may not be putting up the big numbers like he used to. He may not be he doesn't have Tyreek down there to throw those big bombs. In fact, he's not even that efficient when it comes to those big plays. But what we do know is when it comes down to third down conversions, he's there. He is clutch. Fourth down conversion, he has been clutch this season. He's top 5 in completion percentage when it counts or when he throws it, and when he's trying to make a play, he does it when it matters the most, and that is to sustain drives. That's the other S. Being able to sustain drives, that's what they do. They take control of the game. And, of course, we can go back to that last, 2021 game, not the last one, but the 2021 divisional game. And what he did, he came down there for the last S, which is score. He knows how to score when it matters most. He wears that S on his chest. He is situationally savvier than, and you can throw all the numbers out there, and I get it. I get you, Josh Allen. The numbers are great. They look fine, perfect. But you got to get that W. You got to get that W. So I'm giving my final score in this game, which is the Kansas City Chiefs are going to score 28 points, and the Buffalo Bills, 20 points. Another score. They always tend to win by one score. I'm giving it to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going for history. They're going for the trilogy. We can't use three-peat. That belongs to Pat Riley. This is the trilogy for the Kansas City Chiefs.